Hi everyone and welcome back to Chess for Charity. In this video, I'm going to show you a really cool endgame puzzle where you have to pick between two really tempting moves, but only one of them wins and the other one draws. So it's white to move in this position, and you have 10 legal moves. You have 8 moves with the king and 2 moves with these two pawns. So I should probably say the thing that black's trying to do here is stalemate themselves. So for example, if we look at these pawn moves, if I play something like h6, black just says, okay, g6, and I'm going to have to stalemate their king, because if I don't stalemate their king, if I do anything else, like push a pawn here, maybe the idea is trying to force one through, they don't take this. Instead, they just move their king, and they're going to promote this pawn, and I'm going to lose. So I have to get my king a little closer, and because of that, after h6 and they push, I just play king c1, and that is going to be stalemate, right? So the same logic applies to g6. I play g6, they take me, or they push, it's pretty much the same result. Let's say they push. I now have to make sure I'm ahead of this plan by first getting to c1 or c2. Either way, it's going to be stalemate, right? Okay, well, here's the thing I really like about this puzzle. I have all of these king moves, and which of these are good and which of them will lead to a draw? Well, it turns out only one of them will work. So it might be obvious to you, and if not, that's okay. Feel free to mess with the position, that all these retreating moves where I'm not covering these two squares to the king, those are going to lose immediately. So if I played something like king c3, they can now get out of the way and push this pawn, and I can't stop them. Therefore, I have to get to one of these two immediately. The question is, which one? And this is the key. This is the crux of the problem. If you want to take a moment here and see how deeply you can calculate this out, feel free. It's actually kind of fun. Okay, so let's first look at the place where it's not correct, which is king c2. So if king c2, what does black play? So black can actually draw this, because after h6, if I take it or if I push, let me just make sure I'm comprehensive. If I push this, that's a draw, right? If I take, they take back, and this is going to be a draw because the king is stalemated. If I let the king out, then they'll end up winning. So I have to just keep this as a draw. So what happens if after king c2, they play h6, I just move my king and just say, what are you going to do? They play g6. And no matter what I do here, it's going to lead to a draw. So if I think, and again, feel free to look at this position on your own. H takes, that's fine, they play h5, and now they're stalemated. How about the other way? How about g takes h? That's fine, g takes h, and now I'm stalemating them again. So no matter what, it's going to be stalemate in this position. After this move, it's going to be a draw. Little clump of pawns. Pretty cool, right? Well, here's the thing. You might say, what's the difference between c2 and c1 then? It seems like all these ideas can apply and just work both ways. Well, yeah, kind of, but not exactly. So after c2, like I said, they can play h6 or g6, and you can't just wait for them, because if you do something like this and kind of teeter your king, they can end up taking you and forcing a draw. So if I keep doing this, they just push, and if I push or if I take, it's going to be the same result of a draw. So what's the difference with c1? Let's show it. So c1, after they play g6 or h6, we can look at both. Let's start with g6. I just continue to move back and forth with my king. So okay, what's the difference here? Well, now, if they take, I just continue to move back and forth. And now I'm forcing their move. This is Zugzwang, right? They can't do anything but play h6. So they play h6. Well, now, I just wait again. And I'm forcing their hand. Every move, they have to take me. And now it's different, because now I can capture. And here's the key. Push, push, and what is the difference here? I promote, they promote, But because I'm not on C1, they are not promoting with check, which means I'm able to get on this diagonal, boom, and land checkmate. Isn't that incredible? So the nuance there is C1 allows you to be susceptible for a future check, whereas C2, you're just out of the line of fire, but you're also holding these two squares, which means you have this nice diagonal to mate the king. Isn't that just incredible? I just found it so interesting. So again, the nuance is C1 leads to a check, C2 allows you to avoid the check, and even though they queen pretty much at the same time, right? They queen, let me see that again. Yeah, they queen at the same end of the move. You have that first check, which is mate. That's incredible. But I really thought that was a cool puzzle. I love these puzzles where it's the end game and only one move wins. Everything else draws. You have 10 moves and only one of them wins. But that's it for this video. If you enjoy the content, be sure to like on YouTube. I put new videos out all the time, and my whole goal is to help charity and spread chess. Thanks so much. Bye.